long's the flight, Daddy?
You start taking a nap on the runway. When you wake up, we'll be back home in Louisiana.
On 4,000.
Aren't you supposed to repeat back what he just... Joe.
Miami Center. Is anyone there?
Say your tail number and intention.
Doug, what's going on?
I've got an emergency up here. My wife and daughters are on this plane.
I need you to stop a plane crash. You're the only person I know who can save them.
Has you flown a King Air?
Never.
Wide-ranging, free-flowing discussion where I offer my unsolicited views on everything from music, movies, politics, sports, religion, pop culture, you name it. If it's happening, I'm talking about it. My thoughts are unsolicited, nobody cares, but I care, and that's all that matters. All right, now what would you do if you're on a flight, a private plane, charter flight, you and your family, your wife, your two lovely daughters, and it's a beautiful day, you're flying home from Florida to Louisiana, and all of a sudden, the pilot up and dies. What would you do? Me personally, I'm gonna freak out. I ain't never flown a plane before, so chances are it's over. And this is what happened to Doug White and his family on a flight from Florida to Louisiana. And that is the subject of the film On a Wing and a Prayer. Now, this film stars Dennis Quaid as Doug White. You know Dennis, he's a major movie star. He's been around and good lord for 3 decades. Been a lot of big time films. You name it. DOA, The Big Easy, The Rookie, The Long Riders. Just an iconic actor, been around for a long time. It also stars Heather Graham. Everybody knows Heather Graham from Boogie Nights. Jesse Metcalfe as well. So it has some recognizable talent in it. And this is a film that is currently streaming on Amazon Prime. Now, I had the honor of attending the premiere of this film here in Atlanta, and I honestly had a great time at the film, at the premiere. Now, the film stars, once again, Dennis Quaid as Doug White, Heather as Terry, and also, along with their 2 daughters, Bailey and Maggie. And this is based on an actual true story where this family was on the flight and the pilot died of a heart attack. Now, Doug was a novice pilot. He had done some flying, but he was nowhere near qualified to fly, navigate, and or land a plane. But he did have some requisite knowledge of flight, so that helped him out a little bit. But the film opens with Dennis trying to actually, or Doug, shall I say, trying to land. He's on a flight. He's on a training flight with his brother and a training pilot trying to land the plane, and he couldn't do it. He lost his nerve. He didn't have the confidence to land the plane, so the training pilot took him over and landed the plane. And this is how the film opens. Now we push forward into the film a little bit, and we're on the fateful flight where they're flying back from his brother's funeral, and the pilot has a heart attack and dies. And that is where the film really, for lack of a better term, no pun intended, the film takes off. The moment that the pilot dies, of course, everybody freaks out. But Dennis, shall I say, Doug springs into action. He gets into the pilot seat. Shall I say, he takes over. He's sitting up front with the pilot when he dies, but he takes over the flight controls, and his wife joins them in the cockpit, and together they try to figure out what they're going to do to save their lives and also the lives of their family. Now on the ground, you have the air traffic controllers who are trying to help them, talk them down, and give them instructions in this plane. Now this plane that they're flying is an unconventional plane. No one has a whole lot of, I guess, flight time in this particular plane as far as on the ground. And they reach out to another in a different state, another guy played by Jesse Metcalfe, who does have experience in that particular model aircraft, and he helps him out. So we have Dennis and his wife. I keep saying Dennis, Doug and his wife in the plane with their family. We got the air traffic controllers in Florida trying to help them out, and we got Jesse Metcalfe, and I think he's like in New England, someplace like way away with his wife. So you got these 3 different factions going on, and the story is told from these 3 different perspectives, and that kind of makes it unique. And this film was really enjoyable. It had some white knuckle, terrifying moments, especially when they're flying through some bad weather and everything, trying to get the plane back to Florida so they can land. They try one landing, it doesn't work out, so they gotta take off and try it again. You got the daughters who are freaking out. One of the daughters, I think, is like diabetic or something. She goes into shock, and oh no, she's not diabetic, but she like eats like she has like an allergy. She eats like some nuts or something that and she has to get like a life-saving shot. So you got that going on. You got Heather Graham, who plays the wife, Terry, freaking out because she's scared to death. And you got Dennis, who's Doug/Dennis, who's freaking out as well. So there's a lot of tension, and that adds to the drama in the film and also the intensity of the film. So all in all, I was really impressed with the cinematography, with the acting performances. Dennis is really convincing as Doug, as this man who he's trying to hold it together, but he does not have the faith and does not believe that he has what it takes to do the impossible. But at the same time, dude loves his family. He's gonna do everything he can to save his family. And of course, you got his wife along with him, encouraging him, and also doing what she can to help him land the plane as well. And so this is a faith-based film. So it's all about your faith and your belief that anything can be done if, of course, you trust in the Lord and you have the faith to believe that when it's your time to go, it's your time to go. And if it's not your time to go, then the Lord's going to be there to help guide you to safety and land the plane. Now, my favorite sequence in the film, once again, there are a lot of nice sequences, but my personal favorite sequence in the film really takes place up in New England with Jesse Metcalfe and his wife, where his wife actually helps him build like a makeshift cockpit in like record time, like MacGyver, putting stuff together, sawing and hammering, putting together this makeshift cockpit so that they could kind of get a feel for what's going on in the plane with Dennis and his family, so they can kind of talk him down. So there are a lot of intense moments, snappy dialogue, some decent performances, and all in all, the film was really enjoyable. I liked it a lot, and I'll watch it again. I'm definitely going to watch it again, and I do recommend that others watch it as well. Now, I have done some reading on the film and everything, and some other articles and everything. Now, there is a small controversy surrounding this film. I don't see it as a controversy, but I think it's worth mentioning. Once again, this is based on a true story, and at the end of the film, they show like the actors and they show like the real life people, and a couple of the actors were black, but the actual person was white. So I think obviously he took some liberties with that, but I don't see that as a detriment. As long as the person that was being portrayed, I'm sure, was okay with it, then why shouldn't anybody else be okay with it? Because once again, it is a film based on true events, but it's not the actual people. So you got talented actors, whether they're white or black, performing these particular roles. So that was a bit of a controversy that I read about, but other than that, the film is harmless. It goes down smooth. It's entertaining. It's great entertainment for the family, especially from the faith-based perspective as well. Things that you can talk about as a family and maybe bring you closer as a family. Because at the end of this particular film, the family is closer. The two daughters are closer, and they are bonded by this life-changing experience. So there's a lot of good in this particular film. Now, it's not going to win any Oscars or anything like that. It's not going to win any Emmys or Grammys or anything else, I don't think. But every film doesn't have to be an award winner for it to be good or to be enjoyable. It's what you take from that film and from that project that really defines its quality. So that being said, I highly, highly recommend On a Wing and a Prayer. And check it out. It is streaming on Amazon Prime. And just give it a shot and let me know what you think. Did you have the same fear and trepidation that I had when I was watching this film? Were there any white knuckle moments for you that kind of threw you aside? What'd you think about that scene where the girl builds the cockpit in like 3 minutes? Which I thought it was too cool. It was kind of like I said, it had that MacGyver feel to us. I don't know if that happened in real life, but it had that MacGyver feel to it. So what do you think about that? So just comment below, let me know, chime in, and let me know what you think about On a Wing and a Prayer, because you just heard what Lonzo thinks. Bye.